96.1 FM, moving Lagos forward.
Good morning. Here is the news at 10. First, the highlight. Lagos State government intensifies HPV vaccination drive. Federal government begins tanker color coding to reduce risk linked with transportation of petroleum products. On the foreign scene, United Kingdom Prime Minister Keir Starmer vows to protect British businesses from Donald Trump's 10% tariff. And in sport, Fenerbahce coach Jose Mourinho gets 3-match ban in Turkey. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. The Lagos State Primary Healthcare Board, LSPHCB, has conducted a strategic field visit to Koshofe local government area to significantly boost the uptake of the human papillomavirus HPV vaccine and strengthen cervical cancer prevention efforts across the state. This was done in collaboration with the Gates Foundation and Pathfinder International. The State Immunization Program Coordinator, Matthew Akinbelu, said the primary objective was to assess the current HPV vaccination landscape, pinpoint existing challenges, and collaboratively develop effective strategies to expand coverage. Akinbelu added that the focus is on optimizing routine immunization performance, specifically addressing the nuances of HPV vaccine administration and collectively devising solutions to achieve higher vaccination rates. The Lagos State government has expressed deep sadness over the tragic death of a pregnant woman, Mrs. Folajimi, in Lakowe, Ibejuleki area of the state. This incident has led to public outrage as it allegedly involved a birth attendant and a private healthcare facility that denied her care due to a lack of financial deposit. Commissioner for Health, Aki Abayomi, who extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family, said no one should die during childbirth. Abayomi said in response to the incident, the state government is conducting a thorough investigation to examine the circumstances surrounding the death. According to him, the State Ministry of Health, in partnership with the Health Facilities Monitoring and Accreditation Agency, has formed a panel to uncover the details and identify any breaches in medical care standards. The Minister of Works, David Umahi, says efforts will be made to install CCTV cameras on all bridges to check dredging and other criminal activities on and around bridges nationwide. Umahi, who revealed this, also called on the Lagos State government and other relevant authorities to, as a matter of urgency, shut down the waterways between Eko and Carter bridges. He stated this after observing the wreckage of a capsized dredger that posed danger to boats and ships. Umahi, during an inspection tour of ongoing repairs of the underdecks and substructures of 3rd Mainland Bridge, Eko Bridge, Carter Bridge, and Independence Bridge, explained that the capsized dredger had caused immense damage to one of the piles of Eko Bridge and it will require an emergency repair.
What is holding that particular section is only the rods. So some of the rods are removed. So it's like a whole leg of somebody is cut off. Luckily for us, because I was going to announce shutting down, but I've looked at it and it's something we can, even very delicate, but we can restore it. There will be no need of shutting down this thing, but it's an emergency situation because one pile is totally out.
He raised alarm over dredging activities taking place around 3rd Mainland Bridge, which is in violation of the directive of the Federal Executive Council 4 months ago, which banned dredging at 10 meters radius of all bridges across the country. Umahi also frowned at trading and use of the Carter Bridge as parking space by commercial vehicles, warning that bridges are meant for mobility and not static vehicles, so as not to add unnecessary weight on the bridge. Our correspondent Abiola Fagbolagun quotes the Minister of Works as expressing satisfaction with the underdeck bridges work, which he put at 50% on Third Mainland Bridge and 70% on Carter Bridge. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has issued a directive mandating truck owners to paint their vehicles in distinct colors corresponding with the products they carry. This directive was given by the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, in partnership with the Unified Petroleum Price Engagement Network to reduce the risks associated with petroleum product transportation across the country. According to the new regulations, trucks transporting automotive gas oil, also known as diesel, must be painted in light blue and deep yellow, while trucks carrying premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, must be painted in blue. Trucks conveying dual-purpose kerosene must be in deep yellow color, black color for Jet A1, and a deep green color indication for biofuel trucks. Meanwhile, the Federal Safety Corps, FRSC, says the enforcement of the policy limiting tanker loading capacity to a maximum of 60,000 litres is currently focused on loading depots rather than highways. The ban, which took effect on March 1, targets various depots across Nigeria and restricts the loading of fuel tankers to no more than 60,000 litres. Starting in the fourth quarter of 2025, trucks with a capacity greater than 45,000 litres will no longer be allowed to load petroleum products. The FRSC spokesperson Olusegun Ogbemide explained that while the policy had been implemented at depots nationwide, enforcement on highways has not yet begun due to the significant safety risks. Ogbemide noted that pursuing overloaded tankers on the highway poses substantial danger, making the FRSC opt for a more cautious approach. According to him, while some tankers may still carry smaller amounts in larger containers, the FRSC is managing the situation carefully, prioritizing safety over immediate highway enforcement. Today is International Day of Sport for Development and Peace. The day, which was declared by the United Nations General Assembly, is annually celebrated on 6th of April to recognize the power of sport in fostering positive change, bridging barriers, and transcending boundaries. Due to its vast reach, unparalleled popularity, and foundation of positive values, sport is ideally positioned to contribute towards the United Nations objectives for development and peace. To raise awareness of this potential, 6th of April was declared as the International Day of Sport for Development and Peace by the UN General Assembly. The 2025 theme, Leveling the Playing Field, Sport for Social Inclusion, aims to challenge stereotypes, promote equal opportunities, and enable inclusive sport for all, regardless of age, gender, or race. Now to foreign news. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says he is prepared to use industrial policy to shelter British business from the storm following United States President Donald Trump's new tariffs. It comes after a 10% baseline tariff on imports to the U.S. took effect on Saturday. Starmer says he will continue to seek an economic deal with the U.S. to avoid some tariffs, but mooted state intervention. Experts warn that the tariffs could push up prices for consumers, but Trump urges the U.S. to hang tough after market turmoil. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, one of Trump's closest advisors, says he hopes for a zero tariff situation between the U.S. and Europe. And now sports. Fenerbahce's coach, Jose Mourinho, has been given a 3-match ban for appearing to grab Galatasaray manager Okan Buruk's nose after their Turkish club cup match. The incident occurred after the final whistle at Sukru Sarakoglu Stadium on Wednesday, when both managers were interacting with match officials following Galatasaray's 2-1 victory. Mourinho approached Buruk from behind and appeared to pinch his nose, with the former Turkey international midfielder, aged 51, falling to the floor with his hands covering his face. The Portuguese and former boss of Chelsea, Manchester United and Tottenham was also fined £5,955. The Professional Football Disciplinary Board said it had taken Buruk's actions into consideration, which resulted in Mourinho being given a reduced ban because of provocation. And that is on News at 10. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration supported 3,673 businesses with 1.156 billion naira and a plethora of interventions including grants, mentorship, business advisory and capacity building, as well as market access opportunities? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Primary Healthcare Board, LSPHCB, has conducted a strategic field visit to Koshofe local government area to significantly boost the uptake of the human papillomavirus HPV vaccine and strengthen cervical cancer prevention efforts across the state. The federal government has issued a directive mandating truck owners to paint their vehicles in distinct colors corresponding to the products they carry. Also told you that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has vowed to use industrial policy to shelter British business from the storm following United States President Donald Trump's new tariffs. And in sport, Fenerbahce's coach Jose Mourinho has been given a 3-match ban for appearing to grab Galatasaray manager Okan Buruk's nose after their Turkish Cup match. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is news broadcast compiled by Adewale Olu Morocco. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.